Life used to be so hard.
The Mighty 790 and 104.7 KFGO. Good afternoon. Welcome back to The Drive. I'm Dan Michaels. Paulie Lyons at the helm. Paul Juergens of the KFGO News Center. More news with the Jurgermeister at the bottom of the hour. Let's talk lumber this hour. How about the price of lumber, whether you're remodeling, trying to build a fence? How about ordering materials? Have you seen what's happened? And a lot of it is due to COVID, but not everything is due to COVID. But boy, that sure was the domino that started the other things falling into place. And the man to explain all of this going on is joining us this afternoon. His name is Jud Johnson, and he works for the Hardwood Lumber Report. He's editor of the Hardwood Market Report. He joined the company in '94 after spending the first 18 years of his career in the hardwood industry. The Hardwood Market Report is the company's flagship publication and considered the authoritative report on North American hardwood pricing and markets. And Jud Johnson joins us from his office in Tennessee this afternoon. Hello, Mr. Johnson. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing very well. Hope you are too, Dan. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. I had Jud on the air with me a couple of days ago, and you should see my notes. They're all over the place because he was going by so fast. Clearly, this is a subject that Mr. Johnson studies all the time. Before we get going on that, though, Jud, would you tell us a little bit about your background? What does it mean you spent 18 years in the hardwood industry?
Yeah, I'm really an industry guy that happens to be in a publishing job, which sounds awkward. But we do market analysis on the North American hardwood lumber industry, so it's critical that we have that type of information. So if nothing else, we understand the language of what it is that what we're analyzing. So the background that I have actually began in the woods as a kid in college. I wanted to be a forester and entered the industry and pivoted and moved into manufacturing. So myself and other editors here, our backgrounds really range from the woods to manufactured finished goods.
And you made sure that you pointed this out to me right away, and I want to point this out to everybody that's joining us on KFGO this afternoon, the difference between hardwood and softwood.
The difference between hardwoods and softwoods, typically when you hear lumber, the word lumber in mainstream media, they're talking about softwoods, which are building materials, construction materials, framing materials. In the case of hardwoods, for the most part, you're going to be thinking in terms of cabinet material, flooring, furniture, the interior fittings and furnishings of a home. And
so the ripple effect of what some people maybe are calling a lumber shortage, I don't know if that's accurate or not, that's why it goes into the furniture business and any business that's got anything to do with wood, hardwood, or softwood. So let's jump into it. Jud Johnson, editor of the Hardwood Lumber Report. Why is lumber up 30-some%? Why can't we get products that we want? What happened?
I guess the long answer to a really in-depth question is it started with disruption in supply at the sawmill level, where we had some weak markets. In the case of housing, since we're talking about softwood lumber just a little bit, that really goes all the way back to the Great Recession when we had the housing market bust, Great Recession, shadow inventory. So we went for about 13 consecutive years with building new single-family houses below a static demand of 1.1 million units. In the case of hardwood lumber, our headwinds really began with the U.S.-China trade war, and at that time China also had a weakening economy, particularly in their manufacturing sector. So the pressure that we got in the hardwood side from pushback in China, a volume that was displaced by that, came into the United States. There wasn't a natural market for it. It created intense price competition that actually forced back sawmill production. So both of those sectors, both the hardwood sector and the softwood sector, had been beaten up a little bit before we got to COVID. And then when we got to COVID, that certainly shut things down even more. The hardwood and softwood industries both were deemed essential industries, state-by-state basis. However, downstream markets, not all the downstream markets, were considered to be essential. So it forced pushback in the domestic marketplace, global marketplace, on both hardwoods and softwoods. And then we had the reality of the pandemic itself, which created labor issues. People couldn't go to work. People were concerned about exposure to COVID. Their workplace had to realign their manufacturing processes to allow for proper spacing to comply with the mitigation rules that became in place. So we saw a severe decrease in sawmill production. Hardwood production dropped to a historical low. Our database goes back about 62 years where we've tracked that. May of last year, historic low. The labor problem has continued, even though the economy's opened up, jobs have opened back up. Not everybody has come back to work. Part of that has to do with COVID, the restrictions in the workplace, but most of it has to do with the unemployment situation, where between states and the federal subsidies to unemployment benefits actually pushed those benefits above what some people were making working on the job. That definitely happens at the entry-level job. We see it in the bars and restaurants. We see it across our economy. Labor is our number one problem right now, if you will. That's constricting supplies on hardwood lumber, softwood lumber, pretty much everything. And it's the supply shortages that's really fueling the inflation.
Jud Johnson is joining us. Jud is the editor of the Hardwood Lumber Report, and we're talking about why lumber prices have just gotten out of hand, not only in the hardwood business, but in the softwood business of building homes. We've probably all experienced it, then the ripple effect of it. So the employment report that came out today, Jud, your thoughts on that? Only 200,000 some jobs when the Fed was expecting, officially I think they said 800,000, but I think they were expecting 1 million jobs to have been added to the economy.
I think jobs are there. I can't speak to the quality of jobs, the pay of the jobs, but there isn't a business that I go by or don't know of that isn't looking to add people. The challenge that I think has occurred, again, if there's a situation, and there are situations in which between the state unemployment benefits someone is receiving and the federal supplement benefits that they're receiving, currently that's $400 additional per week, it puts that money on par with and sometimes even exceed what an employee might make going to work on a job. So they can stay home and essentially do nothing and make as much or more money than if they return to the workplace and do that job. One thing that hasn't happened that I'm reading about, the state of Florida is beginning to implement rules that are in place with unemployment, that when an employer does call employees back to work after being laid off, that unemployment is supposed to end. The employer is supposed to notify the unemployment office, unemployment, and they're also requiring unemployed people to seek work. Those are rules that have been in place as far as I can remember. Unemployment wasn't intended to support someone financially while not working. It was in place to help bridge an economic drop, a financial drop that someone will experience when they lose their job at no fault of their own until they can find another job. So I think we've reached a point now where some state governments are beginning to move on this. They understand it's a problem. They're going to require unemployed people to seek jobs, and if they've been called back, to go back to work. That's going to put a lot more people back into the workforce that probably should have already been back in the workforce.
That's going to take some political will, I think, by the new administration, who, when that got brought up to the president today, he kind of said, he kind of poo-pooed it a little bit. He said, that's not really what's going on. People do want to get back to work. And they made it sound like there's going to be more stimulus coming. So, I'm not going to turn down that stimulus. I haven't had a problem with that. I think everybody has enjoyed receiving that money. But is there a place we can meet in the middle? Because we got to get back to work.
Yeah, we do have to get back to work. At the state level, determining who actually gets unemployment. This is where unemployment benefits originate from. At the federal level, those are supplements to the state. So if the state makes a move, that's enough money that's going to be discontinued to that unemployed person.
Okay.
And I think that's what will make a move. As far as future stimulus, as far as the president's view of people seeking jobs, and all I can say is he hasn't talked to the same people that I talk to every day.
Got it. Jud Johnson is joining us. Judd is editor of the Hardwood Market Report, a company's flagship publication, the authoritative report on North American hardwood pricing and markets. We're really honored to have Jud with us today. Jud, as we're getting ready to run out of time here, my big question for you is the future of not only the hardwood industry, the lumber industry, but the future of the economy. You're pretty positive about things.
I'm very positive about it. On the supply side, really of everything, I have full confidence supply will improve, catch up with demand. It's a question of timing and the exactness of how that'll play out. But looking into the future, the thing that excites me the most about our economy, the housing market in particular, is the two generations that are up and coming. The first one is the millennial generation. It's the largest, most populated generation in U.S. history, 19% larger than baby boomers. They're already of home buying age, up to 39 years old. And then right behind them is Generation Z. It's a population almost as big as the millennials. It's 16% larger than the baby boom population. And in another 10 years, that group is going to be in the home buying age. So we have two generation groups that are the largest consumer groups in U.S. history, if you looked at them individually. And certainly combined, it's by far the largest consumer group in U.S. history. So I see a lot of energy there. 60% of our economy is fueled by consumer spending. Home buying, there's 169 million people that we're talking about in these two generations that have to live somewhere. So I'm not sure what type of homes they'll be buying, but they have to live somewhere. So it's an exciting time, I think.
Judd, as we wrap up this afternoon, would you care to fathom a guess as to when prices might even out, supplies might even out, would be able to order stuff and get it in a timely fashion?
Yeah, I would have to speak to the hardwood side of that. And you brought up something that we didn't mention before, is transportation. Through all of the problems that we're having just producing lumber, you have to be able to deliver to market, and that is a big problem. And as businesses are opening up, all types of businesses, restaurants, bars, hotels, they have no inventory, so they have to have inventory transferred to them. It's a huge strain on trucking right now. So we've got a few things to work out until supplies are normalized, until pricing begins to level off and actually retract from where it is. But it on the hardwood side, it looks like it's probably going to stay at a high level throughout this calendar year. Good opportunity for things to subside when we move into 2022.
Jud Johnson, the editor of the Hardwood Market Report, the authoritative report on American hardwood pricing and markets. Jud, what an honor to have you on today, sir. Thank you so very much. Hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I hope we get a chance to talk again.
Thank you for having me. I look forward to speaking to you again sometime soon. Thank you.
Jud Johnson today from Hardwood Lumber Report. He's the editor there. How about that? Yeah, and how about trucking? We're going to have an interview about trucking, too. I've heard the demand for truckers right now is just so wild. I heard some people say you could make up to $200,000 being a trucker today. Mm-hmm. That's amazing. And if you want to go into a business that is looking for people, there's one there. Maybe we should do that, Paul.
Hey, there you go.
423, you're listening to The Drive on the Mighty 790 and 104.7 KFGO.
You're listening to The Drive with Dan Michaels.
I guess I was going about 65 tops. 7 miles an hour.
On the Mighty 790 and 104.7 KFGO.
Listen the second Wednesday of every month at 4 p.m. for Keeping It Real with Eric Hatch of Hatch Realty. Keeping It Real is all about being genuine, fair, and reasonable when it comes to real estate. Tune in the second Wednesday of each month at 4 p.m. on The Drive with Dan Michaels.
I'm Scotty Brewer.
And I'm Kyle Avery.
Join us at 11 a.m. every Saturday morning for Gone Outdoors.
We'll talk fishing, hunting, and anything you can do outdoors on the mighty 790 KFGO.
Brought to you by Adventure RV, Ray's Sport Marine, Lakeland General Store, and Devil's Lake Tourism.
Have you used your stimulus check yet?
Oh, yeah. I put mine to good use last week.
Too bad we can't get one of these every month.
This is even better. Go to Access Clinicals. Right now, they have studies paying up to $6,000 for adults 18 and over.
Wow, $6,000? That will make for quite a bit of extra cash.
Yeah, and if you've never done a study or haven't been there since July 2020, then you also get a $200 sign-on bonus.
Wow, I gotta go check that out.
For more information, go to accesspays.com or call 218-284-2947.
We are part of so many great communities across North Dakota. From small farm towns to big cities, one thing is for sure, we are proud to be part of your community. Hello, this is Dustin with Irie Insurance, and I am proud to work for Irie Insurance because we give back to our communities in so many ways, like United Way School Drive, the North Dakota Corn Growers Association, our local schools, and youth sports. So thank you for letting us be a part of your community and help protect it. To see some of our community efforts up and down the valley, go to IrieInsurance.com.
This is your KFGO FM Minute. Relax and enjoy your summer when the certified professionals at Johnson's Lawn Service properly maintain and care for your yard. Enhance your curb appeal and use your time more to entertain friends and family around a green, healthy lawn when you call locally owned Johnson's Lawn Service in West Fargo. Call them at 701-282-5358. Larry's Pest Control covers all the lakes area with 45 years of combined experience. Now you can trust that Larry's Pest Control can take care of all those pests. Online at larryspestcontrol.com. Call them at 701-404-4819. That's 701-404-4819. Don't miss this year's Parade of Homes to find all the newest trends, technology, and sophisticated home designs. It's the first 3 weekends in May, online at paradefm.com. And that's your KFGO FM Minute.
Back to The Drive with Dan Michaels on the mighty 790 and 104.7 FM KFGO.
That's right, I'm sad and blue, cause I can't do the boogaloo. I'm lost, can't do my thing, and that's why I sing, gimme that ding.
The mighty 790, 104.7 KFGO. KFGO News at the bottom of the hour. It's 26 after 4. Thanks for being with us today. Let's get into some stupidity before we got to fly here today. All right, let's take out the trash today. This is really, really weird.
Okay.
This is really weird. Has Damien been born?
I don't know.
When this baby says, Mama, it's Mother's Day on Monday, Mama, you don't want to hear this. He sounds like an evil demon. His parents think he's hysterical, though. Listen to this baby say Mama.
AJ, can you say Mama?
Mama. Wow.
Mama.
Mama. Wow.
Mama.
Yeah. Funny until
it is, yeah.
Middle of the night, 3:15.
Mama, come give me a bottle.
Mama. Yike. Hey, yesterday Fargo made the stupidity.
Yeah.
Today Bismarck did it.
Right on.
Congratulations. The Bismarck Police Department is getting some heat after posting a drawing of officers wearing Star Wars Stormtrooper helmets and holding nightsticks. The main complaint was that the Stormtroopers tend to be working for the dark side of the Force. See, that's what they should have dressed up as, I don't know.
Han Solo?
Obi-Wan, yeah, Han. Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Probably been more comfortable, too, there, so.
Probably.
Come back from the dark side, Bismarck PD. All right, elsewhere in the stupidity today, a man in Philly got arrested after he dressed up as an Amazon driver and stole packages off of people's porches. Wow. They're still trying to figure out how he got the uniform and how long it's been going on.
It feels like an invasion of privacy that they're coming up and taking our stuff.
I see how it's an easy target, but does it make it okay?
And there's your stupidity for Friday afternoon, May 7th, 2021 on the Mighty 790 and 104.7 KFGO.
You're listening to The Drive with Dan Michaels.
I like you, Betty.
That's Denny, sir.
Danny, stop thinking. Let things happen.
On the mighty 790 and 104.7 KFGO.
Hey, it's Tyler Axness here. Find out what's happening in downtown Fridays at 3:35 on KFGO. Brought to you by The Boiler Room. Listen every week and you could win a $25 gift card to The Boiler Room in downtown Fargo.
Get all the information on downtown Fargo with In Good Company Downtown on News and Views with Joel Heidkamp and Kilborn Group's Mike Allmendinger. These Friday discussions will be loaded with information on news and projects coming to Fargo.
It's our 29th anniversary at Shooting Star Casino, and we want you to win your share of over $50,000 in cash and prizes. Every Sunday in May, we'll draw 3 winners for up to $1,000 cash. May 30th is your chance at the grand prize, a 2021 SUV. Just in time for your outdoor adventures this summer. Set your GPS to Shooting Star Casino now and start earning entries. Make plans at starcasino.com and escape to fun.
From hometown cafes and bustling businesses to work-from-home warriors and late-night students, it's Cass County Electric's mission to power the passions and purposes of those in our community.